Welcome to my puppet studio. So today's project is making a house for Aristotle. Imagine, Aristotle washes up on an island covered with reeds and elderberry trees and rocks and some forest. He needs to make a house, a shelter, and since he is a puppet and cannot really do this, I will do it for him. As you may have seen in my video about making Maxie's house, I made a series of boxes that fit the 9x16 dimension of my film frames. I made these for interior scenes. I lined this one with cardboard, and now I'm gluing straw onto it. We take... Just in case. Smush everyone together. Okay, so now we're making the chairs that are going to go into the Aristotle's house. These are made out of a box that I purchased some lights. Okay, not important, but basically I use everything. I use mostly trash and things that I'm collecting, boxes, old packaging material to make pretty much all of my props. The chairs have the back cut out and the bottom cut out to accommodate the mechanism of the puppet. When the puppet sits in the chair, I can operate the puppet from behind. Now we've got the floor in, it's looking pretty good, but we want to add a little something to make it a little bit more interesting. I have these sticks here, maybe. I was thinking some beams, you know, something, I don't know. Anyway, we need to go out and get the cutter. This is the life. This is the life, living the dream, the life of a puppeteer. Okay. Ooh, dog has a cat. Come on, Bob. Come on. Come. Okay, let's go over here. All right, we're gonna go to the garden shed. And at the garden shed, we're gonna find the cutters. There they are. Come on, cutters. Okay, yep. Alright, back to the safety and warmth of my home. I used some elderberry sticks to create some beams in the house and some hay and straw to cover up some edges, and yeah, basically I just experiment and I just keep going until I find something that I'm happy with. When I make plans for how I want things to look, I don't generally have a really fixed idea. I have a basic concept, and then as I'm putting things together, I usually find what I want. Maybe that's not a great way to work, but it's the way I always have worked. I decided to make a window. I have to say it's a little irritating that I can never find a square tool when I need it. The CD cases work pretty well. Yeah, that's not sharp. Good old Stanley. I have a character named Stanley. One of my shows, but he doesn't look like this knife. I need to be a little careful because the cat is on the other side. Hi. What's going to happen is that the puppet's going to be in here sleeping, hibernating in the winter, and the spring light is going to shine through the window to wake him up. And that's not bad. Actually, that's pretty cool. So Aristotle is going to have a bed that he sleeps in the winter. I guess it's not really hibernating because I don't think mice actually hibernate. He's going to need a blanket to make it look a little bit better. I'm going to have to make something out of leaves and straw and some feathers and things that he would have found if he made a blanket. But it's going to be easier to glue it onto an existing piece of fabric for the size. I'm going to have to somehow operate him from underneath. And so the blanket provides a way to mask my hand. So what I have to do right now is figure out first, I have to make this blanket, make sure that it's big enough, and figure out where my hand is going to be coming through. After a few unsuccessful tries of making Ari fall out of bed, I realize I need better access to the back of the puppet if I want his waking up to look more real. It doesn't need to look too real, but certainly better than just looking like I'm dropping the puppet out of his bed. The movement does not look in control because it isn't. I need both practice and better access to the back of the puppet. It is the same issue with Ari and his friend sitting in the chairs. The holes have to be big enough to be comfortable and for the puppet not to get snagged on anything.
This chair I seem to have a problem with my chair. Yeah, me too. I have a problem with my chair.
Voilà. So now Aristotle's house is basically done, at least the inside. A few practice shots and I can see it will work well. Now I just have to practice. You can't eat the scenery out until I've had a chance to film the movie. Then you can tear it up, okay? You can have one or two pieces.